Good morning, praise Yahuwah. Up reading the book of Enoch. And this is how my daily I wake up, I already spent that first. When I wake up, I give thanks to the Most High who woke me up. My mom told me that when I was little, like very little, and I've been doing it ever since. My mom told me when I was little, like, the Most High wakes you up. So you should thank him. If somebody give you something, you should be thankful. You should say thank you. And the Most High gave me my life. In the beginning of creation, to where he caused me to come forth out of my mother's womb. And every day he wakes me up, that beautiful gift renewed. So why should I not say thank you? I do, like, well, scripture says, the Most High doesn't hear you by much speaking. So normally I don't have like a lot to say. So I try to, I make my life, I seek the Most High all day. And that's like how it says you're supposed to pray non-ceasingly. So I've been working on that since I was about 15. And so my whole life is centered in the Most High. So everything I'm doing is for the Most High. So that praise, glorifying the Most High, never stops. And so now I am opening a window into my life to share with the world so you guys can see how you're supposed to be living, and that is having your own personal relationship with the Most High, and then also hopefully receiving brothers and sisters like-minded that I can fellowship with, not looking to follow anybody. Don't follow me, I make mistakes too. Like, every person makes mistakes, and I'm not talking about sinning. I'm not talking about, like, there's a difference. Like, my daughter wants to be a football player, soccer player. She is one. We have our own camp that we dedicated to the Most High. And now she's practicing. Like, when she loses the ball and it goes out of bounds and she loses that point, she gets sad, right? She made that mistake. And I'll use that to explain to her scripture, like that's what it means. Like, when you have forgiveness, it's like when you're trying to play, you're not trying to kick that ball out of bounds. You're trying your best to maneuver that ball so that you can make it to the goal. The same as with our life. You try to keep, our Father's ways, and when you make a mistake, you have that forgiveness. It's not like you running around the whole time kicking the ball out that way, missing on purpose. Now that's, what some people do with their lives, just driving all off course recklessly, not trying to make it to the goal, denying the goal, which is salvation, right? We get there by our Father, the way, the truth, and the light. The way, the truth, and the life, right? You gotta live it. So yeah, I make mistakes like every person. A mistake is a mistake, not an intentional decision. I don't try to sin, right? I flee from sin. If I see sin coming, I go the other way. And if it's something I have a weakness for, I still try to go away and distract myself, pray, So jumping into scripture, we are in the book of Enoch, chapter 79, and just give me 1 second. Praise Yahuwah. And now, my son Methuselah, I have shown you everything and every ordinance of the stars of heaven is finished. He showed me the ordinance respecting these, which is at all times, in all seasons, under every influence, in all the years, at the arrival and under the rule of each, during every month and every week, also the decrease of the moon, which is affected in the sixth gate, for in that sixth gate the light is consumed. From this is the beginning of the month. When it decreases, is affected in the sixth gate, in its period until 177 days are completed, according to the mode of the calculation by weeks, 25 and 2 days. 25 weeks and 2 days. It is less than that of the sun, according to the ordinance of the stars, by 5 days in one time. Precisely when that visible situation is completed, such is the appearance and likeness of every luminary, which Uriel, the great angel who conducts them, showed me. 80. Chapter 80. In those days Uriel answered and said to me, Behold, I have shown you all things, O Enoch, and all the things have I revealed to you. You see the sun, the moon, and those which conduct the stars of heaven, which cause all their operations, seasons, and arrivals to return. In the day of sinners, the years shall be shortened. The years shall be shortened. Their seed shall be backward in their prolific soil, and everything done on earth shall be subverted and disappear in its season. The rain shall be restrained, and the heaven shall stand still. And in those days the fruit of the earth shall be late. I kept accidentally skipping a verse. And not flourish in their seasons. And in their season the fruit of the trees shall be withheld. The moon shall change its laws and not be seen at its proper period. But in those days shall the heaven be seen, and bareness shall take place in the borders of the great chariots in the west. It shall shine more than the orders of light, while many chiefs among the stars of authority shall err, perverting their ways and works. Those shall not appear in their season who commanded them, and all the classes of the stars shall be shut up against sinners. The thoughts of those who dwell on the earth shall transgress within them, shall transgress within them, and they shall be perverted in all their ways. They shall transgress and think themselves Elohim, while evil shall be multiplied among them. Okay, so it's saying the people on earth, like, that the people are going to think that they're Elohim. They're going to think that they're gods. And tell me that's not today. I've seen some people. While evil shall be multiplied among them, and punishment shall come upon them, so that all of them shall be destroyed. Chapter 81. He said, O Enoch, look on the cipher of the table of the tablets of heaven, which have gradually dropped down, and reading that which is written in it, understand every part of it. Then I looked on all which was written, and understood all, reading the cipher and everything written in it, all the works of men, and all the children of flesh upon the earth, during the generations of the world. So everybody's name is written. Everybody's name is written, either in the book of life or death. Immediately after I blessed Yahuwah, and that's not just going off of what I just got right here, because that doesn't, it says all the children of men, but I have read in scripture, all our names are written either in the book of life or the book of death. And did you know you could get your name blotted out of the book of life? And I'm guessing you can get your name blotted out of the book of death, because scripture says from the pits of hell the Most High delivered us, right? He called us forth out of hell and saved us. Some of us. I know I'm one of them, because my granddad was a Freemason and a very wicked man, and our family had generational curses on it, and I was born into that. So the Most High called me out of the pits of hell because of my family before me. And that's the case with some people also. Immediately after, and I'm not saying I'm without sin either, because that would make me a liar and a sinner. Immediately after, I blessed Yahuwah, the King of Glory, who has thus forever formed the whole workmanship of the world. And I glorified Yahuwah on account of his long-suffering, his patientness, and blessing toward the children of the world. At that time I said, blessed is the man who shall die righteous and good, against whom no catalog of crime has been written, and with whom iniquity is not found. And if you don't understand why he blessed, then it's because you need to study. He's blessed because he will be raised in the last day and take part in everlasting life. Everlasting life. That is blessing. And we eat. When I was a Christian, I thought we had, in our glorified bodies, we didn't eat no more. And it was this weird, I don't know, Christians don't be teaching nothing. I asked my pastor didn't even know, and had us believe in some craziness. Nah, we eat. We eating. And Yahuwah eats. Our Elohim, he is alive and he eats. Then those 3 holy ones caused me to approach, and these are things I didn't know in Christianity, right? Until I opened, I didn't used to read the Old Testament. I pretty much used to read the book of John, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John my whole life. I didn't really venture too far out. So yeah, gotta read the whole book. And placed on the earth before the door of my house. Then those 3 holy ones caused me to approach and placed me on the earth before the door of my house. And they said unto me, explain everything to Methuselah your son, and inform all your children that no flesh shall be justified before Yahuwah, for he is their creator. During 1 year we shall leave you with your children until you shall again recover your strength, that you may instruct your family. Write these things and explain to them, to your children. But in another year they shall take you from the midst of them, and your heart shall be strengthened, for the elect shall point out righteousness to the elect. The righteous with the righteous shall rejoice, congratulating each other. But the sinners with the sinners shall die. And the perverted with the perverted shall be drowned. Those likewise who act righteously shall die on account of the works of men. So it's saying that men will kill those who act righteously. But we have salvation. And shall be gathered together on account of the works of the wicked. In those days they finished conversing with me, and I returned to my fellow men, blessing Yahuwah of worlds, worlds, worlds. This is not the only world. It says that multiple places in scripture, and I'd be like, worlds, what a S. There's more than one world. Chapter 82. Now, my son Methuselah, all these things I speak unto you, and write for you. To you I have revealed all, and have given you Sepharim, book of everything. Preserve my son Methuselah, the Seraphim, the books written by your father. that you may reveal them to your future generations, that you may reveal them to future generations. Praise Yahweh. And we know he is obedient because we have the book here. Wisdom have I given you to your children. So this was the man that walked with Yahuwah, and Christians took it out of their book because they don't serve the same Elohim. The pastors serve Satan. And you people have to come out of that. You have to study for yourself. Wisdom have I given you to your children, and your posterity, that they may reveal to their children for generations forever this wisdom in their thoughts, and that those who comprehend may not sleep, but hear with their ears, that they may learn this wisdom and be deemed worthy of eating wholesome food. Oh, praise Yahweh. Blessed are all the righteous, blessed are all who walk in righteousness, in whom is no crime, as in sinners. When all their days are numbered. When you close your ears, when they say you gotta act right, you're not righteous. When you close your ears to when they say you gotta act right, you're not gonna make it. That's a condemned mindset. Pray about that. Ask the Most High to help you stop doing that. And obviously trauma got you there. Trauma from either something happened to you, or trauma from you lying and being sneaky your whole life and not wanting to be found out. But the truth shall set you free. With respect to the progress of the sun in heaven, it enters and goes out of the gate for 30 days. With the leaders of the 1,000 classes of the stars, with 4 which are added and appertain to the 4 quarters of the year, which conduct them and accompany them at 4 periods, respecting these men greatly err, and do not calculate them in the calculation of every age. For they greatly err respecting them. So it says our calendars is way messed up. We can't understand it. Nor do men know accurately that they are in the calculation of the year. But indeed, these are marked down forever. So Yahuwah knows. 1 in the first gate, and 1 in the third, and 1 in the fourth, and 1 in the sixth. So that the year is completed in 364 days. Truly has been stated and accurately has been calculated that which is marked down for the luminaries, the months, the fixed periods of the years, and the days. Uriel has explained to me and communicated to me, whom Yahuwah of all creation on my account commanded according to the might of heaven and the power which it possesses both by night and by day, to explain light to men, of the sun, moon, and stars, and of all the powers of heaven, which are turned with their respective orbs. This is the ordinance of the stars which set in their places, in their seasons, in their periods, in their days, and their months. These are the names of those who conduct themselves to watch and enter in their seasons, according to their ordinance, in their periods, in their months, in their influences, and in their season, and in their stations. 4 conductors of them, the first enter, who separate the 4 quarters of the year. After these, 12 conductors of the classes, who separate the months and the years, 364, with the leaders of 1,000, who distinguish between the days, as well as between the 4 additional ones. 4 additional days? which conductors divide the 4 quarters. I wasn't exactly sure if 4 additional days or I'm not sure. These leaders of the thousands are in the midst of the conductors, and the conductors are added in each behind his station, and their conductor make the separation. These are the names of the conductors who separate the 4 quarters of the year, who are appointed. Milkel, Hamelech, Milial, and Narel, and the names of those who conduct them are Adnaral, Jayasuel, Jayashusal, and Jelamuel. These are the 3 who follow after the conductors of the classes, each following after the 3 conductors of the classes. Which themselves follow after those conductors of the stations who divide the 4 quarters of the year. And the first part of the year rises and rules Milkias, who is named Tamani, and Zahai. Okay, I think he has, is it 2 names? All the days of his influence, which he rules, are 91 days. And these are the signs of the days which are seen upon the earth in the days of his influence: perspiration, heat, and trouble. Sweat, heat, and trouble. All the trees become fruitful, and the leaf of every tree comes forth. The grain is reaped. Oh my goodness, right. Oh my goodness. And it's got to be summer because all these ants and all these bugs. Okay, yeah, anyways. Just something I was thinking about personally. The roses of every species of flowers blossom in the field, and the trees of the winter are dried up. These are the names of the conductors who are under them: Barkel, Zezbel, and another additional conductor of 1,000 is named Heloyel. The days of those influences have been completed. The other conductor next after him is Helimelech, whose name they call Splendid Zai. Oh, Zai means sun. Splendid sun. All the days of his light are 91 days. These are the signs of the days upon the earth: heat and drought, while the trees bring forth their fruits, warmed and concocted, and give their fruits to dry. The flocks follow, mate, and bear young. All the fruits of the earth are collected with everything in the field, and the vines are trodden. This takes place during the time of his influence. These are the names and orders and the conductors who are under them, of those who are chief of the thousands, Gedaliel and Kiel, Hiel, and the name of the additional leader of the thousands is Asphael. The days of his influences have been completed. Chapter 83. And now I have shown you, my son Methuselah, every sight which I saw prior to your birth. I will relate another vision which I saw before I was married. They resembled each other. The first was when I was learning a sefer, and the other before I was married to your mother. I saw a potent vision. On account of these things, besought Yahuwah. On account of the things that he saw in the vision, he besought Yahuwah. And that is chapter 84. It's not, 83. And it's not the whole, that's just the first three sentences. And when I do a video reading again, we'll jump back in at 83 and continue on to however the Most High leads me. But yeah, I just want to encourage kingdom conversation at your table and my home on Thursdays, Fridays, and the Shabbat. We have scripture study on Thursdays. It's like family scripture study. Fridays is for our kingdom works. My daughter, what she wants to do for the Most High is to play football. So in that, it's not just solely playing football. It is a youth ambassador group. They have kingdom works projects that they will be working on. They have scripture history study, and scripture assignment studies, scripture book club, where they read scripture on their own, in their own homes with their family. And then they get together on Friday and they have a youth meeting. Yahuwah willing, these are things that shall come to pass, Yahuwah willing. As of right now, it's just me and my daughter, but we are doing our part and learning, and when the Most High has for that to come, we shall be ready, Yahuwah willing. So on Fridays, they will be having their youth ambassador meetings where they talk about what's going on in their lives and scripture, and just socialize with the body of Yahusha, building righteous friendships and things like that. So that's on Fridays. And then on Shabbat, we have another family scripture study. So, just encouraging and influencing kingdom living. Have the conversation at your table. Who created us? It's okay to ask those questions if you don't know. Find out. It's okay to ask who created us. And pray, "Oh Father who created us in the world, if you are real, please show yourself to me. I did not believe, but if you are real, please show me you. Lead me to you, because I don't want to die," right? That is a prayer you can be praying, and he will lead you to him, right? And continue to study, but you can't pray those things and then, not study. If something ain't real, you're going to check it out and see it's not real. If something is counterfeit, you hold it up to a light, check it out and see if it's real or not, right? Read that scripture, see if it's real or not. Now, okay, when you read the Christian scripture, they didn't play with some things, right? They do have the Et Sefer app that you could get on Play Store. There's a free one, and then there's one for $20. I don't know why they decided that's between them and Yahuwah, right? Because we're supposed to buy the truth and sell it not. They also have the Et Sefer on Amazon. You can find it anywhere from $200 to over $1,000. But it is out there. It looks like this. And if the only thing you have is the Christian scripture, go with the King James Version, because it has the least alterations. It still has changes and stuff in it, but it has the least. As they continue to change it and stuff, it's because each generation has been dumbed down more and more, and they're able to take more out and put in demonic things more. It is not the same. It is watering down of the truth. Each generation trying the devil making his little religion. So, but pray, and the Most High is able to lead you, and He is able to cause you to get that true word if you can't buy it, right? The Most High is real, and He do move. So if you aren't able to get scripture, and you truly praying and you're not able to, pray, and the Most High will lead you. But you have to let go of this world. I'm telling you, when you really start seeking the Most High, you're going to come up out of some things. You're going to come up out of all the ways of the world, because you're going to see that it's not of the Most High. It's probably going to feel like you crazy a little bit. People probably going to call you crazy because you're not doing the same things that they are doing anymore. But the things that the world is doing is not right. Don't be afraid to be alone. Don't be afraid to lose some people. I lost my mama. Well, I was never the favorite, but I lost a lot. Well, not really, because they were never really, really there. But anyways, you get what I'm saying. But the Most High will have the right people for you in your life. There is going to be a dormancy period where you going to be alone for a little bit, seeing if you really seeking the Most High or not, or if you going to go back to the world. Don't put your hand to the work and then look back like, oh, I need these people who are constantly treating me bad. Maybe they will love me. No. Keep seeking the Most High. You're going to go through some things. Call on Him at every given moment. Sometimes your body going to feel sick. Sometimes you're going to feel like it's hard being alone, and why the Most High got you alone, because He's purging you and cleaning you. And you might not be ready for the relationship because of the abuse in your life, that when you get with the right thing, you might accidentally abuse it because that's all you have known, right? You need time to heal before you are introduced to the body of Yahuwah, right? That's what I've been learning personally. Yeah. So this is the beginning of my morning. It is time for my daughter to wake up in an hour, so I'm going to go have me a healthy snack, probably like a smoothie or something. I really want some potatoes, but I'm going to have me a healthy option, probably some potatoes on the side later, and continue to get into this day. When my daughter wake up, she's going to get on her morning responsibilities, have class, homeschool, and then after school, she's going to do her evening hygiene, and then we're going to do some football practice, and that's how we're going to spend some time together. It's good for getting your body together. It's good for teaching your kids a lesson. It's good for a whole lot of things. Yeah, so praise Yahuwah. We out, and we is me and my daughter. Even though she's not here, I'm always repping her. You know, the Most High first, and then my children, and then my body, right? Gotta take care of yourself. And yeah, I hope to have some people to fellowship with, right? That are not looking to lean on anybody, you know, but the Most High. Like, some of the things I get with people like, yeah, I'm really, really learning this from you. I'm not trying to, okay, so I'm not, like, of course, I love learning. So, of course, like, when I was little, I was told by someone, I don't remember who, it's like, you can learn, because I never had role models. I didn't believe in that. And one of my foster moms told me, like, you don't have to copy everything about a person. You can learn something. Like, you can see somebody do something wrong and be like, okay, I need to not do that. Or you can see somebody do something right, you know? And you're like, okay, yeah, this aspect in that person, yeah, I want to have that attribute, right? And so that is how I look at things. Like, okay, yeah, okay, this is good. This is, and I do, like, and I don't compare, like, people, like, we can all have the same amount of greatness or the same amount of failure. So I never look at somebody like, oh yeah, this person is this person is that, because it is a period of their life, and you never know what that person is going to be, what that person came from. So we are all we're all on a journey in our own lanes. So what I can grow from and do better on, yeah. And that person is another lane. That person is not my competition. My competition is me. I need to be a better person than I was yesterday. So yeah, if I can look at somebody and learn some things, no matter where that person is in life, because there's some lost people out here in the world that are some great mothers, and I'm looking, wow, like I look at like, wow, okay, because I didn't have a mother. I have a mother, but I didn't have her there. Probably because she didn't know how to be a mother because her mom was murdered when she was 9 years old. So my mom was out here. She was trying at first, but everybody kept talking about her like, oh, everybody kept talking about her because she was trying to live for the Most High. They're like, oh, you just gonna get cheated on. You gonna met this man. You ain't gonna go get with you another man, and you ain't gonna. Oh, you sorry, you this, you that. My mom was a very strong woman. My mom went through a lot of things. When at some point my mom didn't have no support from nobody, she just gave up. She just gave up. People kept trying to rape my mom. My mom got in front of me, I don't even know how many times, but more than at least 3 or more. You know, that happened to me in front of my mom. She was sitting there crying. And then instead of her, that really hurt my mom, like to a point where she was like she handled that the really wrong way. I wasn't mad at her for that. She was this little lady. I was not mad at her. But the way she handled that was completely not okay. She tried to make me feel like nothing was going on and tried to make it like it was something that was normal. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into that. She just didn't have. She was a good seed planted on horrible soil, right? So she after a while, she succumbed to the wickedness around her, and she just it was done to me attitude. It was done to me. So, not caring, just trying to get gratification for herself, living for herself now, becoming selfish and withered. And that became her personality and it consumed her. She's a very selfish person now. I'm not going to continue to talk about my mom, but she's a product of lost hope. But I seen those things happen to my mom, and it's what gave me the strength to let go. I didn't want to continue that into my child, and then my child grow up and going through these things. So if I gotta be that wall, I gotta be that wall. If I gotta be a single parent, I gotta be a single parent. Because my mom was telling me, oh, your life is over, stay for the kids. And no, I'm not about to keep getting beat in a relationship for my kids to be happy. I might not wake up tomorrow. So I'm separated, but I will be with no other man except for my husband, because that is my father's law. Now my husband is called kind of big-headed, thinking he the man, which has literally nothing to do with him, because I literally didn't even want to be with him. I was being sexually abused in my aunt's house. I had wanted to be a lawyer and a judge before those things, and the man gave me a number of time before he said I had to give it to him. So I was like, before somebody takes my body again, let me discover this on my own. Ended up with my kid's dad because I was suicidal at the time, and he was like, give me a chance, and asked me to be his woman. And I said yes. He said he would protect me, but he was actually just playing on me because he was supposed to teach me how to talk, because I couldn't talk back then, and some other things. And he actually lied and was preying on the fact that I had nobody and couldn't talk. So 2 kids later, I'm praying for him. He was a kid going through some abusive things too and didn't want to say anything about it. He has a very abused background also, and low self-esteem. I always did want to be the guy's friend because I didn't know what was wrong with him. He always looked like a hurt puppy to me. I always wanted to be his friend, but that never happened. But when I was a little kid and these horrible things would happen to me, I prayed that the Most High blessed me to have a husband and blessed us to have 2 children, a son and a daughter, and that we lived in different houses and raised our children and served the Most High, and that the person be somebody who was on their way to hell, and because they got with me, they were introduced to the Most High and saved and made it to salvation. And that was something I prayed for, because I felt like everybody used to tell me I was going to hell when I was little, and I felt like I didn't have any love. So I was like, I want to love somebody who didn't have love either, and who were on their way to hell and would be saved. Why would I didn't want someone that was already saved. I wanted to bring someone to my Father that was not going to make it, that is now an addition to my Father's lot and a subtraction from the enemy's lot. And that was my whole goal. So I'm gonna trust my Father. I have a son, I have a daughter, I have the Most High supply all my needs. I have a business. Homeschooling and football camp. And my husband, he gonna wake up too. And I believe that. And yeah, so out for today. Praise Yahuwah. Get a little bit of mom time in, because that is important too. And I'm out. Praise Yahuwah.